first plan consisted of 6 steps. The first step was to email the athletic advisors at the Rankin Smith Learning Center. These emails would set up meeting times where we would show them career possibilities and curriculum requirements for RLST. After talking with the advisors, we planned on meeting with specific teams. These teams included men and women's golf, men and women's tennis, women's basketball, softball, and men and women's track. During meetings with these athletes, we planned on talking through career paths and opportunities for expanding your resume. At the close of the meeting, we were going to pass out surveys in order to find student athletes interested in RLST. Then we would analyze the surveys, and we decided that if 2 athletes from each sport were interested in RLST according to their survey, then our implementation process had been a success. After determining who the interested student athletes were, we were going to invite them to follow our Twitter page and join in our popular trends like #RLST Athletes. Our revised implementation plan basically followed the original plan, but with our new materials. We were going to email the athletic advisors to set up meetings with specific teams. When meeting with the advisors, we planned to show them the new handbills, course of study, and video. Then we would meet with specific teams and pass out handbills, show the video, present "there's a class for that" poster, and follow up with handing out surveys. Then we would analyze the surveys and invite interested athletes to our Twitter page. One of the biggest changes to our implementation plan was the materials we decided to use. As you can see, we used most of the same materials. However, we were able to use an improved flyer, utilize the awesome video, and "there's a class for that" poster created by our peers. Our entire group met at Rankin Smith last Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. When we arrived, we decided to split into teams because we would be able to reach more of our target market that way. Nicole, Jasmine, and Emily spoke with all the present advisors, which were 4 out of the 6 academic advisors, excluding the football advisors. During the meetings, they showed the video, handed out course of study sheets, and gave out handbills. Mary Caitlin, Tori, and Nick went around Callaway Study Hall and spoke with each tutoring session. They were able to see about 75 students and 20 tutors. During these talks, they gave out handbills, showed the video, and handed out the surveys. We learned a lot through our implementation. First, we learned that implementing our plan was much simpler than anticipated. We received great feedback and the advisors were very responsive. Second, we learned that speaking to the advisors was much more effective than we had anticipated. They had specific athletes in mind rather than stereotyping sports. This allowed us to reach out to more student athletes. Originally, we had planned to avoid men's basketball, but Corey, the advisor for that team, had 2 athletes he wanted to turn to RLST. All in all, our implementation plan was a success. We were able to communicate with a total of 115 athletes, and according to the surveys, 45 of those athletes are interested in RLST. This means our implementation plan has a 40% success rate. However, without the marketing material of our peers, we believe as a group our success rate would not have been as high. We would like to thank every one of our classmates for their creative minds and material they provided for us to use. We leave you with this. Some of us might be committed to the G, however, we are all committed to RLST, and together we can.